Before we begin, we would like to mention that this video is created for educational purposes only and is not intended to substitute a professional diagnosis. If you suspect you may have a personality disorder or suffering from any mental health condition, we highly advise you to seek help from a qualified mental health professional. With that said, let's start. What do you know about personality disorders? Most people may hold a number of preconceived ideas, assumptions, or false beliefs, such that it's a form of attention seeking, it's untreatable, or that those suffering from it are a danger to others. But that cannot be further from the truth. It's important to have real understanding of what personality disorders are, since a lot of the stigma and intolerance surrounding the subject can end up causing real harm to those suffering from it. Personality disorders describe a number of conditions that relate to how a person thinks and responds to other people. Every disorder develops and affects each person differently, and so they have different treatment options depending on the case. To get a better look into what they are, here are the 5 most misunderstood personality disorders. Number 1. Borderline personality disorder. Borderline personality disorder is a disorder relating to having unstable moods and relationships. People with it have intense, rapid, and dramatic changes in feelings and emotions and often have a fragile sense of self. It is possibly one of the most misunderstood personality disorders. Firstly, many have mistaken this with bipolar disorder. And while they are similar, bipolar disorder is a mood disorder that is separate from a person's personality. Many also believe that it's a cry for attention, a personal choice, and that those suffering from it are dangerous or violent. But these misconceptions cannot be farther from the truth. In actuality, this disorder can be highly distressing for the person experiencing it. It is a documented condition that requires treatment in order to get better, and very few cases of violence have actually been the result of the condition itself. Number 2. Narcissistic personality disorder. What do you know about narcissistic personality disorder? Some people may think that it describes just anyone who is arrogant, who always feels superior to everyone else, or that it's untreatable. In reality, NPD is a disorder that deals with a person's self-esteem. While they do have an exaggerated sense of self-importance, they also have an unhealthy need for admiration and have problems empathizing with other people. It is important to know that it can be treated. Working with the proper professionals and actively identifying the negative symptoms can improve the quality of life and relationships for people with the condition. Number 3. Antisocial personality disorder. What do you think of when talking about antisocial personality disorder? Some people might think of people who prefer to be alone and away from people, but that is asocial behavior, not antisocial. Others might also think of psychopaths or cold and heartless murderers. But while violence can be associated with ASPD, it is rarely the case. Instead, antisocial personality disorder is characterized by having remorseless and unempathetic attitudes towards others and apathy towards right and wrong. Despite that, there generally is a strong sense of impulsivity, manipulation, and erratic behavior. ASPD is still a condition that can be treated. But much like any other condition, it requires specific and directed attention to the behaviors. Number 4. Histrionic personality disorder. Histrionic personality disorder is often misunderstood to mean someone who craves attention. While it is a part of it, it goes much beyond that. People with HPD tend to build their own self-image based on how others perceive them. They may appear fake, superficial, and obsessed about their self-image in their behavior. But oftentimes, their need for attention comes from a place of insecurity and a lack of self-esteem. Like the other personality disorders, there are documented patterns of the condition, making it an identifiable disorder. And similarly, it requires treatment with a qualified mental health professional for improvement. Number 5. Schizotypal personality disorder. Schizotypal personality disorder is often confused with schizophrenia, and while there may be some overlap, they are 2 separate conditions. Schizotypal personality disorder is characterized by unusual beliefs and difficulty with relationships. People with it often have strange frame of reference beliefs that ordinary events have additional meanings. It lacks the psychotic symptoms that are usually present in schizophrenia, since they can usually tell the difference between reality and thought. STPD can be an isolating condition, making it hard to relate and bond with others. Fortunately, the condition can be treated to make life more manageable. Personality disorders carry an unfortunate amount of stigma with them, which is why it's so important to actively learn about what they really are. Have you learned something new from this video? Let us know in the comments below. If you find this video helpful, be sure